Joining me right now from Capitol, New Jersey, Senator Bob Menendez. He's a key member. He's the chairman of the Democratic Campaign Committee. Bob Menendez, Senator, thank you for joining us. The power of this, am I right that this is more important for the president than anything else to focus attention on the bad guys today?
Well, I think what he wants to focus attention and get the ultimate movement on what he wants and what we all want, which is regulating Wall Street, bringing it back. We believe in a free market, but there's a difference between a free market and a free-for-all market, and that's what we had. And that free-for-all market created excesses that hurt the little guy on Main Street. And he wants to make sure that the momentum that he has in trying to get this law passed, despite thousands of lobbyists that are here saying don't do that, is going to be achieved.
Well, who's most guilty, the greedy people on Wall Street or the government people who've refused to regulate them and rein them in?
Well, look, there's plenty of responsibility go around. As a member of the Banking Committee, I raised well over a year ago that, in fact, we had regulators asleep at the switch who already had significant powers to act. But the marketplace beyond that also went into all types of financial instruments that got way ahead of the regulators. And that's why, what was done yesterday by one of the committees on looking at regulation of derivatives and having them on open trading exchanges so that they're transparent and the risk can be determined are critically important. It's why making sure that proprietary trading on banks is something that needs to be, blocked off, because we don't want depositors to have their deposits at risk because the bank is making trades and ultimately putting the overall bank structure at risk. It's why we need a strong Consumer Financial Protection Bureau so that we can make sure that products that are out there, not just by banks but other financial institutions, are safe and sound for the consumers in this country. And ultimately, Chris, this is going to strengthen America, because at the end of the day, when investors have faith and confidence, they'll come back into the marketplace. When consumers have faith and confidence, they'll come back into the marketplace, and we will be better off.
You know the old expression, he who pays the piper calls the tune? Why should the public trust the United States Senate or the United States Congress or the government as long as you folks are being bankrolled in your campaigns by Wall Street?
Well, I can tell you this, we've seen a quite shift on this, and the bottom line is we're driving this issue. I was meeting with working men and women in the trades organization day before yesterday, 1,000 of them who were here talking about, the need for jobs and have this economy grow. My counterpart and the Republican leader in the Senate, Mitch McConnell, were up in Wall Street meeting with the hedge fund managers and talking about how they could try to deviate some of the most important parts of the reform we want. That's the fundamental difference between us. We are driving the very reforms the presidents are calling for, regardless of who may or may not contribute. They are trying to ultimately be the mouthpiece for Wall Street.
Okay, thank you very much, Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey on the Banking Committee. Thanks for joining us today.